then also make someone else a admin, so that if I do get kicked out, you can keep going on. And let's see, how am I going to do that? Where are you? Okay, there we are, live on YouTube. Hello to everyone. And make sure that the sound is off there, because otherwise people on the radio are going to hear twice. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then this, I'm going to make Wayne a co-host. And I'm gonna make, yes. And I'm gonna make, who else is gonna be here for the rest of the day? Probably gonna make Bob a co-host, because even then, if I do go out, you can go on after Wayne. Ta-da! There we are.
So if I leave, then I just make sure that everyone's out, right? Just leave them on my own.
Right, and but you know what? I mean, I'm making several people co-hosts, so
Right.
but yeah, if it says, if they ask and say end meeting for all, you end the meeting for all. So
Oh,
yeah.
I'll say no. I mean, if I'm leaving before Bob, if I have to leave before Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just leave it
No,
on.
but it depends. It depends.
So it depends. That's
So make sure I don't close down everyone by mistake.
all right. So we're gonna say hello to everybody, and Wayne, do you want to play the lesson or do anything?
Yeah, listen, I had a plan for a short lesson, so I can bang it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Hey, everyone, what's happening? This is Wayne Stills, Reverend Wayne Stills from Miracles Everywhere. And today we have Lynn Johnson and I are reading from the Impersonal Life, second book, I guess you can say, No Way Out. No Way Out. No,
No Way Out.
That's a movie from a long time back. The Way Out. The Way Out. Not No Way Out. The Way Out. Do you remember that movie, No Way Out? With Kevin Costner? It was an old movie, but he was
I do.
a spy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. For some reason. No Way Out. That's the opposite name of the book. It's The Way Out. It's how to get out of the trap.
Way
out. Yeah. Did you say, hey, Wayne?
I said way out.
Yeah, way out. Yeah, way out. All right, so I'm going to play the lesson of the day. It's lesson 230. I'm not going to spend too much time on it afterwards. It's a short lesson, and then we'll get straight to the book. Let me just. This is a short little meditation, but it's powerful. And I want to say one little something afterwards also. Something that I thought of. My wife and I thought of it in a little discussion we had today. Here we go. Wait a minute. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't share the sound. So give me a moment to share the sound. Okay.
Lesson 230. Now will I seek and find the peace of God. In peace I was created, and in peace do I remain. It is not given me to change myself. How merciful is God my Father, that when He created me, He gave me peace forever. Now I ask but to be what I am. And can this be denied me when it is forever true? Father, I seek the peace you gave as mine in my creation. What was given then must be here now, for my creation was apart from time and still remains beyond all change. The peace in which your Son was born into your mind is shining there unchanged. I am as you created me. I need but call on you to find the peace you gave. It is your will that gave it to your Son.
All right. Lesson 230. Lesson 230. Third lesson. And absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Gloria. In peace I was created, in peace I do remain. It is not given to me to change myself. Can't change myself, which is actually a good thing. How merciful is God, my Father, when He created me, and when He created me, He gave me peace forever. Now I ask, but what am I? What I am? Now I'm asking what I am. I have peace. And can this be denied when it's forever true? Father, I seek peace. You gave me mine. I already have the peace. So what's there giving me but here now? For my creation was apart from me, and still remains beyond my, and I can't change. The peace is in what your Son is born into in your mind, shining, the unchanged. I am as you created me. I need but all on you to find peace with you. It is your will that gave it to your Son. His will, divine will. We can't change it. We cannot change it. Raylan.
Rev Wayne, yeah. What a great, great lesson this is. And I'm really enjoying uh, the uh, uh, the way that you do the lessons with the music. I like it.
It's
So
fun. It's fun.
yeah,
And it's powerful, powerful lesson. But it's short and powerful. It's just to the point. It's like, come on, stop messing around with this confusing uncertainty.
exactly.
This almost sounds like the guy from the other book we're reading.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah,
like his voice. Like, come on, peace. I gave you peace. You had peace from the beginning. You can't change it, so stop trying.
exactly. And it's for us, all of us. And
Right.
every single one of us can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right. So when we're ready.
all right. So we're reading the Way Out, one of the books of the Impersonal Life by Joseph Benner. And
Yes.
I thought maybe if we started the paragraph before, which is, and now if you will follow, uh, uh, just because the next paragraph kind of explains the story of it. So do
Okay.
you want to read or you want me to read?
You read. Decide.
Okay. Okay, and now if you will follow exactly the same process which brought into manifestation all of the present unwanted conditions in your life, only using the opposite kind of thoughts and feelings, as we shall indicate, you can bring forth into perfect manifestation this picture now existing on the mental plane, awaiting the action of your will. So what he's talking about is that all possibilities are already out there. The possibility of I could possibly live, I could possibly die, I could possibly lose my money, I could possibly become a billionaire, I could possibly, all those are out there. They're already part of the grand illusion that we made up. So which of it do I access, or which of it is my experience?
Well,
That's
it's sort of like we're on like a movie. It's being in a movie cinema, and you access the movie you want to see, but then once you're in there, the movie's sort of set.
yeah, yeah.
It's
But
just
there's many
there's
movies.
many movies you can access. You can always access different movies, different perspectives, different perceptions, and each perception is its own movie. I was thinking today, and my wife's perfect segue about how she was talking about how with computers. I said I was somehow when I press rev into my computer, my YouTube channel comes right up, Rev Wayne Stills.
Uh-huh.
I said, but I'm thinking, I don't know if I want everyone to see it. So my friends, that doesn't come up. He says, no, you live in your own little bubble.
Right, because it's
Well,
you
well,
you
same
asked
thing
for
with
it.
life.
Yeah,
You wish you press your little spiritual button just when you want to. The algorithms, the computer algorithms, it controls our lives too. We all live in our little bubbles
that's right.
of what we press the like button, the mental like button all the time, and whatever we're pressing like, it happens so fast though we don't even see it. And my bubble is very very similar to my wife's bubble, so much so that we're close together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Your bubble is very close to my bubble, so we're close together as well. So the more similar your bubbles are, the more closer you are in space, in time and space. You know, and then but that bubble is always you're always separation. There's always separation. That's what separation is.
yes, yeah,
There's always that separation in the bubble, in your wish fulfillment bubble. Just like your computer, the wishes that come through your algorithm, it's always a little bit different than someone else's algorithm in their computer.
yes,
So there's always separation between your computer and someone else's. You're never going to be in the same feed as somebody else exactly, right?
yeah,
Your feed's always a little bit different than mine. But your choices and your things and your likes and your dislikes and the loves and not loves and the happy faces and sad faces are always a little bit different for mine and yours. That's why you're there and I'm here.
right. And it's like I was talking about the other day, being pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, that each piece is essential to the whole thing, but
Right.
each piece is different completely.
Yeah.
And except maybe like jigsaw puzzles, if you do them, you'll find that they have the same shapes. There are many pieces that have same or similar shapes, but they are not the same piece and they don't fit
No.
into the same
Not
place.
only that, but if you look closely, they always have little lines and little slightly separated.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
There's slightly smaller separation. That's what we are. I'm slightly separated from my wife, slightly.
Yeah, just slightly though.
But just we're a little bit different. We have a slightly different separation, and now I'm very separated from someone who's far, far away from me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean, we're totally different. That's why our bubbles are very different. We're too different.
yes,
So someone who's reading stuff in Mandarin on their computer, and totally about the things that are happening in part of the world that I know nothing about. And they're going to schools that are much different than mine, or raised much different than me. Whatever it is, they're totally different. And so they're raised in a different algorithm.
that's right. That's right.
And then now we're all more similar than we've ever been with TikTok and digital, and the world's much smaller, so to speak. But back in the day, the world was much bigger, smaller now. I mean, it was much bigger before digital. And so your mental plan was as big as it is now, so to speak.
Yeah. But yeah, and Bob says the current puzzle has 8.24 billion pieces, and
Yeah,
all of them, yeah, I'm
yeah,
almost,
we are.
yeah, and that's why we can in the bubble.
But the thing is, I'm all of them too, and that's the thing. We are all of them from our own. All we can get to is I can only get to it. I can only be all of it from a point of view. Because otherwise, until I dissolve into the whole thing, in which case I won't have a point of view anymore.
Yes, yeah,
And then in that case, we're all just, but that'll happen when the lines in the puzzle dissolve,
yes,
and
yeah,
and whatever the picture in the puzzle is now no longer a puzzle.
right. It's
It's now
now
just a picture.
the whole picture. That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
you can't break it up anymore because you're just going to break it.
Yeah. And that's the reality. So that's where we are. So
Exactly.
uh so uh uh so he's talking about the the process that brought all the currently unwanted conditions into our lives, and the thinking that got us into accepting those, or moving into that particular timeline where unwanted conditions exist. But if you use the opposite kinds of thoughts and feelings, as we will indicate, you can bring forth into perfect manifestation this picture now existing on the mental plane, awaiting the action of your will. So it's the picture is there already. The story is there already. The whatever it is already there. It's just I don't access it. Through my thinking, I'm accessing things that are less wonderful because I'm thinking with less joyful thoughts. But
Right.
if I'm thinking he's talking about you build a world, build a picture of the goodness of our lives, what it is that we expect and want. And he says, build it perfect in every detail so that it stands out clear and distinct as a finished and accomplished fact. According to how complete and distinct is this puzzle picture in your mind, it is actually finished on the mental plane, the plane of concrete mental forms, which determines its physical appearance and is ready to come forth into manifestation. So this stuff is just waiting for us to call it forth, and we call it forth through our right-minded thinking.
Yes. Right-minded thinking is not as difficult as you think. If you say, well, is this wrong-minded? Ask that. Most things that you can, in other words, for instance, if I want to buy a house, that's if I want to I'm gonna manifest a house. So I'm using the word manifest on purpose. I'm gonna manifest a house. I'm gonna attract the house. Is that EO or is that wrong-minded or is that or fine? I said to myself, well, how would I make this right-minded? Well, what is my reason for it? What am I working on? What negativity can I work on that I can actually get this house, but not focus on the material aspect of it?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I have courage. Maybe I have courage issues. Maybe I have issues of laziness, of procrastination. I can work that on that, and I can let go of issues and having that. Now, is that the ultimate in what I'm going to be doing in life? But it's not wrong-minded. It's a right-minded approach.
Right. Yeah.
It's higher-minded.
That's all we can do. I mean, we're
Exactly.
so ignorant of everything that,
Yeah.
we're doing our best.
Exactly, and then eventually you pop up out of that, and you into a higher consciousness, and then the challenges that you had, and then the lessons that you've learned in the school will become easier. But then it's harder. It's like math. The better you get at math, the harder it gets.
Right. Because it
Yeah,
becomes complex because you understand more. So
exactly.
it's like, you're given more to see.
Yeah, so now you know what else we're fine. Physics.
So, so let me
Okay.
read this, what Joseph Benner has to say about this, or Jesus. We will take it as an illustration, a friend who recently lost her position. Several weeks before, this friend mentioned to the writer that their business was very poor and that they had laid off several who had charge of departments similar to hers, and she supposed she would be the next to go. The writer remonstrated with her and tried to show that the attitude of mind would bring her what she did not want. So he's saying, what that attitude of mind, yeah, you're for sure going to lose your job if that's how you're seeing it.
Yeah.
So he says 2 weeks later, another friend reported that she had said the same thing to her, and we do not know how many others she had voiced it. But a few days afterwards, as she had pictured it, the notice of her dismissal came. Now let us analyze the mental process which created and brought to pass the losing of her position. The conditions of the business, the letting go of other department heads and clerks, naturally caused our friend to build a picture in her mind of her also probably having to go sooner or later. And through the fear of it, she actually saw herself leaving. Day after day, the conditions in the office, her talks with fellow employees and with others in other businesses in similar bad straits, and with those who had lost their jobs, increased and intensified her fear and helped her to build in the details of her picture until she had all finished and had it all finished and perfect. Then she naturally felt she would soon have to go. So of course it had to come to pass because she made it happen
Yes.
by her
Absolutely.
thinking.
Well, every thought, the course says, every thought is everything, every nook and cranny of this world, of this reality is our thoughts.
You know what's so funny when I'm reading that, Wayne, I see myself. This is exactly what happened to me at my jobs.
Yeah.
I got caught up in politics and trying not like politics like Congress or something, like office politics and started getting all caught up in stuff. And then I kept thinking, well, they're going to fire me any day they're going to fire me. So what did I do? I went and packed my stuff up all in boxes. I had it in my office under my desk. they did come to me and say, we have to talk to you, come and have a conversation. I go and have a talk to them. They say, we're letting you go. I said, okay, goodbye. And I went and got my box of stuff and left, and they were shocked. They're like, you can pack up your office, you can take the, nope, I got it all done, I'm gone.
Mm.
Because I had already made up my mind that was what was going to happen. And I didn't want to do anything to make it not happen.
Yep.
I didn't want to make anything to keep that job, even though I needed the job.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
so same thing
I mean,
happened to me, basically. I didn't know intellectually why. I felt a resistance to every job I had.
yeah,
I hated it. I just knew that I hated it. I didn't want to be there. And instead of trying to let go, at that time, early 20s, before I had any processes to kind of let go of stuff and deal with my feelings as they came up, I just knew that I hated it. And so I justified the hate.
uh-huh,
And so I just said, this sucks. I was sort of late to work, and I would that should show up on time, and then I would not like it, and give me reasons why I didn't like it, and then eventually I quit or get fired.
yeah, yeah,
And then I have another job. I had job. Trying to get acting jobs too good. Acting that's good job. Acting job is good. That's how I survived. Until I got this one job that I kept for like years. Then I started getting jobs that I kept for years and years.
yeah.
Especially after I met Lisa, she met her when I was 25. From that point on, I started keeping jobs. But before that, from 18 to 25, I had 12 jobs.
Oh my gosh. Like that's like one a week or something. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Well, like I said, I was working in the restaurant business too. So I went from restaurant to
Yeah.
restaurant. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, no, I didn't. I kept the same job. I worked at the same place. I kept the same job. People loved me. They gave me accolades. It was all great. But it was a government job, and when the government funding every October, they go through this budget thing, and they closed down my projects that I was working on, and I had to go to work for somebody else that was in the government, and they were not. They were interested in making money, so, and unfortunately, my job was spending money. I was I was doing health and safety and environmental regulations, and so the whole thing was, you got to fix this and you got to do this, and people have to have these ergonomic chairs, and you have to have, so they did not like that at all. But that I learned the hard way. People that want to make money do not care about health, safety, or the environment
No,
for the most part.
very
For the
rarely.
most
I mean,
part.
some do, but very rarely do.
Yeah, I worked for three different companies after I left the government, and every single one of them was just outrageous. Well, Cooper was not bad. I worked for Cooper Industries, and they were actually pretty good. They're the ones that make they make a lot of stuff, lighting and that kind of stuff. So
Right.
they were good about it, but the rest of them, not so. But I was just like this person, I just was going along. I'm gonna lose my job. Do you see this is, and sure enough, I did. So
You have to make a job every
I
day.
made it. I made it happen. And
We
I
have to
did
make.
love my job.
Yeah. We have to make the job happy. You have to make the.
Yeah.
You have to appreciate your job almost into existence every day.
Yeah. I
Every
mean, I
day you
love,
make it new almost. You have to sort of think about ways to like your job, or at least not hate it. Yeah. Or at least if you hate it, just look. If I had sat there and said to myself, "I'm going to release this hatred, and I'm going to see what's beneath it. I'm going to see what's inside of it. I'm going to see what's the hatred is just not me. It's just something that's floating by, and I'm identifying with it. If I can let go of it, I see what's beneath it. I would have spent a lot of time in these jobs, and even if I went from job to job, I would have a lot more insight into who I was and what was going on.
yeah.
Instead, I just felt the hatred, and I said, "Oh, this sucks. I don't want to feel this. I gotta get rid of it. Oh, I know. I'll just quit this job and get another one."
Just yeah, because there's always something better up there on
Yeah,
the
exactly. Because
yeah.
that'll make me feel better. That'll make me feel better.
Yeah. And that's what we do over and over. And that's what he's talking about. You set yourself up in this because you think that your sustenance, your happiness, your well-being and everything is all based on uh doing this, they having a job, making a living. And the fact is that, this my source is God, and it has nothing to do with the job, has nothing to do with any of these things. And I had to learn that. And I
Hard.
learned by losing my jobs,
Right.
basically.
Right. Very hard to learn it when you have to get up and you have to go to work.
Yeah, yeah,
And when you have to, it's kind of like when Q said that one line, and you don't have to eat, it's a nasty human habit.
yes, yeah,
Great, but I have to eat.
yeah. Because I'm a nasty human.
It's a nasty human habit. I mean, maybe, but it's now it's just like it's like I have to eat. I mean, even Mary Baker Eddy said, you have to eat. You know,
Yeah,
uh, so it comes a point where you have to eat.
yeah. If MBE even says you have to eat, then you better.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
'Cause that's what she thinks.
Yeah, she said you have to eat. So
Yeah,
you have to eat. You have to eat. So the point is that you can't. It's like you can't. If you can't fly, you can't fly.
yeah. And there's no reason to.
No, no,
I mean, when you think about it, when you think flying, oh, great. Wouldn't it be fun to be a bird and be able to just fly? Be a bird and fly. What is a bird? Bird is not up there saying, wow, I'm
no.
flying. How cool.
Well, maybe the birds like, wouldn't it be fun to walk?
The bird is saying, yeah, I wish I could walk. Or the bird is saying, where's some food? I need to find food. Where's a place to sit? I'm going to have to sit down. Where's a place to make a nest? Where's a mate? That's all birds are doing. They're just going around and I mean,
No, we want to fly and be human.
yeah, we want to fly and be human. We
Like
don't want to have
like in
flying be
dreams.
our only way of living.
Exactly. We want to fly and be humans flying around.
Yeah, and we want to do it for fun, but
Yeah.
they're doing it because they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
It's either that or starve to death.
That's right. No, but it's still it's a nasty birdie habit.
Yeah, yeah, it's a nasty birdie habit. I love it. Okay, so Jesus or the voice says, now do you understand? The proof that she and she alone created the necessity of her going was one, she was the last of all the heads of departments let go, for she was the most efficient. Two, she began criticizing her employers and their actions. My big problem. Three, she learned afterwards that they did not want to lose her and they might give her back her position, having hired two young men to replace the other women let go. But she had created on the mental plane the finished thought form of being dismissed and had vitalized it with her fears, vitalized it, given it life and other feelings. And as a result, that thought form had to out manifest, meaning it had to make itself. And so it forced itself into the minds of her employers and impelled them to do what they otherwise would not have done. Now, let us apply similar thought processes to the bringing forth of the good you pictured above into manifestation. You have built and now see the finished picture of that good. But now, instead of seeing a negative out manifestation of that picture, we will see a positive and happy one. So every day and as often as possible during the day, you will see your pictured good manifesting, affecting your life in every way you can visualize it. See yourself actually enjoying it and sharing it with your dear ones and friends. And all the time you are seeing it consciously, pouring deep feelings of joy, of love, and gratitude into your sense of its being an actual and living reality, your own creation, the product of your own spirit, which you are nursing and bringing forth into physical being. So do you see what he's saying? He's telling us to do. He's telling us to look at, make up the thought in our mind of living a joyful life. And even if you manifest it, even if you see it as, if I get that job or I get that house or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Those things are the things that really are, we don't need to. But what we really need to do is envision ourselves as being loved and full of joy.
Well, love and joy are the same thing, of course. So
Yeah,
if you see yourself joyous, the form is really irrelevant.
exactly. It's irrelevant. So Charles has his hand up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, please go ahead, Charles.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was able to join in there. But
Oh,
one of
sure.
one of the things the Course says, we're not alone in the thoughts we experience. And as we're sending these signals out, those who are attuned to us and who are around us, who know us, can really pick up on the signals we're sending out. We're not aware of those signals while we're sort of caught into our own little world, per se. So I like this where it says, when we picture our world outside of ourselves, of the kind of day we'd love to have, that signal goes out to everyone else to co-create along with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that's excellent. Thank you, Charles. Absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, that this is how we join together and find other mighty companions to join with us
Absolutely.
by
We were
making that
saying that.
decision.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Go ahead,
I was
Wayne.
just, we were saying that earlier about the bubbles.
Yes. Yeah,
About
exactly.
being closer, the closer you are together, the more aligned you are with each other. The closer the vibe, the more you are. The more the more together you are. Glorian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a
Right.
great conversation. And I think what initially we were speaking about, moving from that false perception to true perception. So if we are aligned with the ego mind, we're then projecting fear. But if we choose to align our mind with the right mind, we then are allowing spirit to reinterpret it for us, and we become the extensions of the love. And then we learn through joy because we see that reflected back at us. That's what was coming to me. Thanks.
Absolutely. Isn't that so simple? When you think about it, it's so simple. I mean, we have two voices in our mind, two thought systems. One's darkness and one's light, and one's Christ, one's the ego. And it depends who you want. And you have a body. And your body has to listen to one of them. It's going to take its orders from one of them. And who do you want to take the orders from? Take it from spirit, then it's going to be a communication device. It's going to communicate love to others, and sharing to others, and compassion to others. Or it's the ego. It's going to be a taking device and a competing device and a selfish device. Charles.
Yeah. What comes to my mind when you're sharing that was really nice was with the scarcity principle versus the flourishing principle. Scarcity being of really feeling that you're alone in everything that you do, and that you really have to go out and make things happen, or the plentiful vision where I've got so many wonderful people around me working to co-create a better life for everyone else. And you sort of the flourishing principle, not plenty, but the flourishing, how your life flourishes while you're with other people that you're with during the day, versus scarcity. Sometimes when I get into the fear thoughts, I don't really, I have to take it down a notch to more specific scarcity or other terminologies that represent the fear. Because my mind doesn't think on the idea of general. There's more specifics in how I interact with other people. And I don't realize that how I think other people see me determines the kind of mindset I'm giving off. And so as I sort of see myself flourishing with those I'm with, then my mindset gives a different picture of the surprises that will unfold before me. Not because I'm creating something to happen, but my desire is to flourish, to be in a relationship with love rather than fear. Anyways, thank you.
That was right on. Right on. Yeah, when something happens to you, I think the idea that you want to be in a relationship with flourishing as opposed to fear. It's just isn't. The creation process is really more of an interpretation process. It's
Yes.
how you interpret your reality, because essentially there's nothing there anyhow. So you're
Hmm.
you're sort of creating your reality as it comes to you.
Right.
But you do it through interpretation, and because your eyes are sort of more translation devices. They're translating the desires of the mind. Because if you see it in nighttime dreams, you don't really have eyes there. There's no real eyes in a dream. They're pictures of eyes. The real eye is the mind that's creating the whole scenario. You know what I mean? So if you see it that way, we're not really these aren't with the eyes. These are pictures of eyes, and the mind that's creating the whole situation is what's seeing everything.
Mhm.
And it's using this picture of the eye to translate the environment around it, and then it's placing this picture of the body into the environment and having a little fun.
Mhm. Thank you.
Hmm.
I love that. Thank you, Wayne. Yeah. So let's see. So let us apply similar thought processes to the bringing forth of the good you pictured above into manifestation. You have built and now see the finished picture of that good. But now, instead of seeing a negative out manifestation of that picture, you will see a positive and happy one. So every day, excuse me, and as often as possible during the day, you will see your pictured good manifesting, affecting your life in every way you can visualize it. See yourself actually enjoying it and sharing it with your dear ones and friends. And all the time you are seeing it consciously pouring the deep feelings of joy, of love, and gratitude into your sense of its being an actual and living reality, your own creation, the product of your own spirit, which you are nursing and bringing forth into physical being. And just as surely as our friend brought forth her unwanted creation into actuality, so must your good come forth and be to you all that you envisioned and intended it to be. Excuse me. It is the law, and a faithful following of this process in all constructive thinking and creating will always bring the results sought, even as your destructive thinking brought the results unsought. Study the above examples and explanation until the process stands out clear and true to you. Then study your own individual case until you see plainly how you came to your present state. Then begin to reverse your thought processes as shown above until you express along constructive lines only. Your sincere desire to free yourself, not just to ease yourself from suffering and hardship, but to know the truth, to learn the cause of being in any unwanted condition, and to gain the ability to free yourself from it, so you can help others to get free will draw you to the help needed, and you will in time be free. Do not give up if your mind does not respond immediately, for it has formed the habit of wrong seeing and thinking, and you are a long time forming present conditions. Just know that if you persist until your mind sees that you are determined and really mean it, it will fall in line and follow the new ways of thinking you laid down for it as easily as it did the old ways in the past. So this just reminds me of my whole uh, story of or whole thought of I have a kingdom that I must rule, and this kingdom is my mind, and I'm the one who chooses what I'm going to believe and what I'm not going to believe. So this is what happens. We have to tell ourselves.
Do you hear music?
What's that? Yeah, it was my phone ringing.
All right.
Did it ruin my? Could you hear me
No, I
talking?
hear you. I thought it was my music.
Yeah, no, it's my phone ringing.
Not
So
very
it was Sandy Levy calling me, so I'll have to call her back.
nice.
Um, so the main thing is to remember always that you are dealing and working with mental substance on the mental plane and are not concerned with outer appearances and conditions, for you know that by such work you are shaping and changing conditions to those you wish to be manifest.
This basically it's chapter 31 goes into this in the course
Yeah,
also.
very
Yeah.
much so.
Look what you did with your thoughts. Look what you did with your ego. Don't think you can do it with me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
We're very powerful.
Yeah, very powerful. But don't think so. Don't. There's no excuse. You look what you did. You made up this whole pathetic joke of a world. So don't think you can't do what I'm asking you to do. You just commit to it. Make the choice, Charles.
Thank you. I just reminded myself of a book I read many years ago, a few years back.
Yeah.
A psychologist said that there's three ways that people perceive you, or you perceive yourself with people. You perceive how you perceive another, how someone else perceives you, and how they perceive you among themselves. And he says you write 21 times, three different ways of people seeing you, and that helps to break the habit of you that you were constantly automatically in. You do it for 21 days to break that habit of finding yourself in the midst of something that you weren't realizing that you were creating in your life.
See how
And I
you.
thought it was really like a nice thing, or the Course of Miracles talks about daily practice, we change our habits. But
Every day, so take something and see how you're creating the problem as opposed to having it being created by someone else.
but it comes to the point where I see myself really enjoying being with these people, or I see you. The second one is I see you really enjoying yourself with these people. And the third one is, wow, we see this one really enjoying himself in our company. And so you got three different perspectives. You're being the principal one, somebody else seeing you, and then the group of people or the
Oh, I see.
other general seeing how you see.
You're sort of exploring different viewpoints. So by the time 21 days passes,
Yeah, but you're
you have
doing
like
that. Yeah,
you'd handle viewpoints, so to speak.
you're basically doing that before you go to wherever you're going.
I see.
And it gets the state of mind so that you're actually creating the atmosphere in which you're walking into. Because I love presence. Presence to me is creating atmosphere, and atmosphere is the attitude of gratitude that you're sending forth in your signals. But if I walk out there without the discipline, like the Course of Miracles has given me that discipline to walk out in my daily life and to now expect miracles. Whereas before, I would say miracles would happen every so often, but they would surprise me. But now the Course of Miracles says, if I allow it and let the Holy Spirit to walk before me and I follow him, then I'm expecting, and I usually find a lot of miracles every day that surprise and delight me, that I would otherwise say my old habit would judge differently.
Right, well, it says right here, you're manifesting. You're putting your attention on the miracle. You're putting your attention on it, and so you're manifesting it.
Hmm.
You know, what book was that? Do you remember the name of that book? The 21 Day book?
Oh, it was a book on a psychologist on love,
Oh,
but I was going back quite a few years.
well,
And
if you think of it, if you think of it.
yeah, if I think of it,
Yeah, put it in the chat room.
yeah, I'll put in the chat. But
All right, cool.
I just remember the process because the process really struck home with me.
Cool. Well, thanks.
Yeah,
Of
thank
course,
you.
it was my introduction to the Course of Miracles because
Oh,
that even went deeper.
sure does. Sure does. But that's handy. I can see that how you move your points.
Yeah.
And who was that with, by the way? I missed that part.
It was a book that he read. He doesn't remember the name of it. It was a book that he read.
Oh, okay.
And in there was a process, 1 day
It was
process.
by a psychologist who was studying the aspects of love,
Ah,
and he realized that people determine the love they receive according to how they see themselves interacting with other people through perception. And so he says there's three different ways we perceive: from ourselves outwardly, from someone else viewing us outwardly, and then from the general public of how we feel they see us, you know, or
Yeah.
how they talk amongst themselves about me.
Yep.
Because you ever gone into an office where you feel the office is talking about you?
Yes. 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 Perception
Yeah.
has a focus.
Perception wise. Yeah.
Yeah,
Perception wise.
perception has a focus.
Yeah.
So I will continue reading. I just was just
Okay.
talked to Sandy Levy, and we'll talk afterwards, Bob. So anyway, so do not give up your mind. Do not give up if your mind does not uh, respond immediately, for it has formed the habit of wrong seeing and thinking, and you were a long time forming present conditions. Just know that if you persist until your mind sees that you are determined and really mean it, I mean it will soon fall in line and follow the new ways of thinking you laid down for it as easily as it did the old ways in the past. The main thing is to remember that always that you are dealing and working with mental substance on the mental plane and are not concerned with outer appearances and conditions, for you know that by such work you are shaping and changing conditions to those you wish to be manifest. We have now shown you the law. We have explained to you its operation. We have made clear that by wrong thinking and believing, you have brought upon yourself the conditions now surrounding you, and we have shown you how to free yourself from these conditions and how to create those you wish to manifest in your life. There now remain only a few more things to tell you to help impress it all upon your mind so that it will become a part of your consciousness. Uh, so, uh, so how do we do that? Section 6, be positive. It's our prerogative to be positive.
Be positive.
I'm
Be,
singing
be,
that.
be positive or be quiet.
Be positive or be quiet. Yeah.
That one.
Uh, so, do you want to read, or anybody else want to read?
I don't want to read. I don't want to be positive.
My vision's not so good, so I'll listen right now. Thanks.
That's okay. All right, I'll read.
I can read.
Okay, okay. I'll
Be
let you.
positive. The
I'll take
first.
it if you want.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Rafi. You read.
Be positive. Yeah. You got a choice: positive and loving yourself, or hating yourself and beating yourself up. Yeah, good. Be negative and beat yourself up. Woo.
Choose positive.
First is the importance of always being positive in your thinking, positive in your speaking, and positive in your doing, and never negative. The negative person attracts all the negative things of life, all the inharmonies, troubles that are in the mental atmosphere, the effluvia of other weak and negative minds, while a positive person attracts all the good. It's so obvious. If you understand the radio, you will know that when you set your dial at a certain wavelength, all that is on the air of that wavelength will make itself heard. What you keep in mind, that's what appears. It is exactly the same with your mind. It will receive whatever happens to be on the air of the wavelength to which your thoughts are attuned, so that it is up to you and you only what your mind radio gives forth or out manifests. Have you ever noticed how a positive person in a crowd of ordinary persons is always the center of attraction? Always makes his or her presence felt, and always accomplishes things that lesser ones never think of? Duh. The most forcible illustration was once when driving on a thoroughfare where there was a temporary narrow road built at the side of where a new bridge was being constructed. We came to a halt because of a long line of automobiles ahead. After waiting for some minutes, the rider got out and noticed perhaps 30 cars on the long decline to the bottom of the ravine and a similar line up the hill on the other side. But seemingly the left side of the road was clear all through. He could not see any sense in waiting, so he pulled out and started ahead and went through without opposition. While going up the other side, he looked back and found a great string of cars following him, and the man in one of those told him they had been waiting back there for 20 minutes. Evidently, two cars from opposite directions had come together, and with others following them, and they were afraid they could not get through on the narrow road because of other cars coming. I had the exact same experience on the Amalfi Coast. It was amazing. It is always so in life. The positive soul gets there, the negative one stays behind or tags along when he finds a leader. Why be negative? It's all an attitude of mind and can be changed simply by changing your beliefs. Besides, we are all sons and daughters of God, children of the greatest king in the world, who naturally gives all the riches and good things of his kingdom to those of us who know it is our divine heritage and who will accept and enjoy them.
That's good. I think you can stop there.
It can't be more obvious than that, can it?
No, I mean, the question is, you know, is, why not be positive? I mean, why not? Well, what do you have to lose? You know, I mean, to the extent that it's difficult is one thing, but to the extent that you don't even try.
Lester Levinson said the same thing. What you hold in mind, that's what appears.
Yep. Or as you believe, it's not unto you. You know, and anyone that disagrees with that, I always say, well, if you disagree, then you're confirming it. You know, you say you don't believe that I'm right. Okay, then you believe it. Then you're confirming it. So that you're trapped in it. You can't say you don't believe it, because if you don't believe it, then you don't believe it. Then you're affirming that as you believe it's done unto you. So you're stuck in that. So as you believe it's done unto you is an axiom that you can't get rid of.
I mean, it's so obvious with criminals. I mean, they listen to their mind, and their mind is telling them all kinds of crap, and they think it's them, so they go and do it.
Mhm. That's what I did when I was younger in my jobs. I thought the hatred was me. I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. I didn't hate anything. I just feared I did because I felt it. You know.
That's right. Glorian has her hand up, and so does Charles. Go ahead, Glorian, please.
I think Charles had his up first.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Charles.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, I guess I actually put it down. When you're reading that about the traffic and stuff, I'm thinking in my mind, have you ever seen rubberneckers on the road?
Yeah.
When they go by an accident, all of a sudden the traffic on the other side slows down for no reason whatsoever, only because people want to look at what's going on that's wrong in life. And it seems to slow everybody down. And those who actually are looking forward to something wonderful in their lives are always those who are basically so focused on having a great day they don't even notice what's going on the other side. It's just, I drove most of my life, and I've realized that if one is more concerned about the news, or one is more concerned about what's inside them and what they're going towards, they have sort of an inner vision of what they love about life. And I've seen that driving taxi and everything else in school buses, that it really makes a difference, the attitude of the driver, of how well and how they arrive at the situation. Because it just reminded me of rubberneckers, or how for no reason at all they'll slow things down. And it really made me smile when I heard of that, for no reason at all.
No, just because I want to see it. I want to see every gory bit of it. And that's what we do. I mean, that's what we live our lives, wanting to see the mistakes that other
Drama.
people are making.
The
And
drama,
they can
the
be
excitement.
smart, and they can be dumb.
Makes me feel better too.
Yeah, make you
Yeah.
feel better
That
about
ain't me.
yourself,
That ain't
right?
me. That's you. Yeah.
Bad business. All right, Glorian, please go ahead.
Yeah, what was coming to me when Rafi was reading is that, to be positive, this is where that practice of asking the Holy Spirit comes in, and listening to the still small voice. That's the only way we're really positive, because if we are in the ego is negativity, judgment, analyzing, condemning. So again, it brings us back to the willingness to be receptive to the impartations of the still small voice and allowing Holy Spirit to guide and direct us, then we can only truly be positive. And of course, we're dealing on the level of the mental here, which is perception. So, if we're thinking thoughts, we want to accept those thoughts of truth, and we can only do that by surrendering that false perception. Thanks so much.
Yes, well, one of the ways I look at is death. I mean, all the negativity. When you're negative, you're letting death get into your system. You're letting the anxiety, all that misery, pain, suffering, all agony, all the stuff that kind of stuff it's just death. It's just different forms of death. If you see it that way, well, I don't want death in my system. I'm not going to choose death. Who chooses death? So I choose life. You choose happiness, choose joy. That's love. Ruffy.
Yeah. Taking responsibility is, to me, at the basis of all of it. I mean, if I'm sitting in like a traffic situation, I'll ask myself, wherein did I cause this to happen? How did I do this? And I don't answer the question. All I know is that by not answering the questions, I can get to another question is, how can this be different? How can I make this happen differently? And just by asking the question and not having an attachment to the outcome, the situation changes. All of a sudden, there's no, I want it this way, I want it that way, I don't want it this way, I don't want it that way. How can this change? And by asking the question, the divine spirit answers the question. I don't have to answer the question. If my mind answered the question, it would come up with a whole bunch of crap that would go on forever, and the situation would never change. Or another way is of taking responsibility is my being upset. My being upset going to make the situation different? No, it's going to stay the same, and I'm still going to be upset. Is there anything in that that's positive? No. Well, then why the hell am I dealing with it this way? Let it go, and turn it over. Thy will be done. Thy will is my will. Let's see what happens. And when I get to let's see what happens, bam, there it is. It changes. It's and the simpler I make it, the more powerful it becomes.
Here's a good question for you. I tried this one also. It kind of works for me. I've said this one before. It's not new, but it's a good one. If I'm in traffic or if I'm dealing with a difficult person, this is dealing with traffic since we've been doing it. I say, can I allow myself to love this traffic, love this traffic because love this traffic because it's traffic.
Yep.
Can I love this because there's traffic? Can I love this moment because there's traffic here? And your mind will justify that. Your mind will say, "Oh, I have to love this because there's traffic. Because there's traffic, I have to love it." Your mind will say, "Oh, all right, fine." It's kind of like if some difficult person, can I love that person because they're being difficult? Can I love this person? Can I love this? Can I love my trip home because there's traffic? That's not a tough question. No, I can love it despite the traffic, but because of the traffic, how can I love it because of the traffic? Traffic stinks. Well, if you love it because of the traffic, because the script says there's traffic in the script. That's the script. It's right there. You're in traffic and you can't get out of traffic. That's the script. Like it or not, you're in traffic. So if you say despite the traffic, you say, well, if the script was different, that'd be the best. But if not, what can I do about that? I'll love it despite that. But if you say, I love the script, if you can love the script because you are love. So if you love the script, you say, because of the traffic, I love it because of the traffic. Then you'll say, well, traffic is cool. You'll listen to radio. Yay, traffic. People think you're nuts, but so what? You're happy.
Because it gives your life texture and gives you a connection.
Exactly.
Look at all the people out there. I mean, my goodness.
Exactly. How many times I did my wife suddenly became a different person. I love my wife because she's being difficult. So that's story. Oh, she's so tough. Look at her being difficult. It brought me back to when she was younger. I see her as being tough and really strong-minded, as opposed to difficult. Because my mind justified my love for her, as opposed to justifying the opposite, which happens 20 years into a marriage. That's what you start doing. You start justifying the opposite. That's not loving anymore. That's difficult. It's just perception. It's all perception. Nothing's changed.
That's it. That's all it is. So thank you, Wayne. We're past our time, but let's just keep going anyway. Go ahead, Rafi, and then we'll
Anytime I come onto a situation that appears to be, and it's just an appearance, it's just an interpretation. This situation is, I just, in my head, I say over and over again, I love you, 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 I love you.
That'll
You'd be
work.
amazed how nice everybody becomes. You'd be amazed how everything becomes simple and easy. Be amazed, and then after a while, it's not amazing anymore. It's natural.
Yep.
Just I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Because if you're coming from love, the mind can't get into I want it this way, I don't want it that way.
Exactly.
I feel of this and I'm afraid of this. But there's none of that.
No.
It's all love, and love solves everything because love is the most powerful. Love is our basic nature. Love is everybody's basic.
There's joy and pleasure and happiness and love for everything. And it doesn't always last because sometimes the traffic will get the better of you sometimes. You know, if it takes you by surprise, and that's why you have that we have love, you can say love you 10 times, then you're over it. You know, or you say you process it, that's what they're there for. That's why you have 365 meditations.
yeah.
So, you know, so it's there for you. You know, otherwise we wouldn't need anything. We wouldn't be here. We'd be perfect and everything would be over.
Now, once you figure that out, then what else is there?
That's right. All
Uh,
right. So thanks a lot, everyone. It's great being here. This is Miracles Everywhere signing out. I'm gonna be here tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern with Ozzy. I'm not sure, I haven't spoken to her, but I assume she'll be here for Desire to Love. So come by. It's a great book by Corinne Zupka, and it's about of course miracles from a therapeutic approach, and it's good stuff. So come by if you have the time. And until then, peace.
thank you so much, Wayne. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. And let